Hi, this is Mr. Max. So I have a question that I have received from some few learners on Venn diagrams, and I want us to have a look at this question together. It says that maybe if I just zoom in here for a minute, um, there are 55 students at a party. Of them, 12 are not citizens of any country in Southern Africa. For the rest, it is known that 24 are Namibians, 18 are Angolans, 19 are Zambians. And then we also know that 5 of them have citizenship of all three mentioned countries. That means where the three circles overlapped. And then we also hear or read that 8 have citizenship of Namibia and Angola, and 7 have citizenship of Angola and Zambia. Okay, so let's see what we have so far. We know that the universal set is 55. We also know that 12 students are not in any of the countries. Okay, we also know that of these, 25 are Namibians. So I'm going to put under Namibia, I'm going to put 25 here. And we also know that Angolans, they are 18. And the Zambians are 19. So the total Zambian students therefore should be 19. There's another thing that I can fill in. I also know that 5 have citizenship of all three mentioned countries. So 5 will be here. Okay, right. So let us also then read further. Maybe just to bring up maybe one more condition. Perhaps let's continue that before I bring it down condition. It says that 8 have citizenship of both Namibia and Angola. So Namibia and Angola should be 8. So now that means if I just have to bring in here so that you don't get confused, is that the overlap that exists, let's just get that out of the way. The overlap that exists between the Namibian and Angola, all of them should add up to 3. Okay, so I should have 3 here. So that 3 plus this 5 should give me that 8. Okay, it's very important that you do that, that you subtract that 5 so that you can know that in there you should only have 8. That is Namibia and Angola, as it is here, both Namibia and Angola. And again, 7, Angola and Zambia. So that means Angola here and Zambia, there should be 7. So there are already 2. They're already 5, so this has to be 2. And the way you get the 2 is again by saying that 7 subtract. So you have your 7 minus the 5 in order for you to know that is 2, that is 3, and 5, and so on. Okay, so that's the information that we have so far. Okay, right. Actually, before I continue then, so I'm going to work with the totals in green. And I know that if you look at Angola, there should be 18. So we now have 3 and 5 and 2. We can actually find this missing value here. So for Angola, I'll just make this a little bit bigger so that you can see. So for Angola, I can actually say, wait a minute, the students for Angola, they are 25 in all. So if I take away 3 plus 5 plus the 2 here, okay, that is going to give me this missing region. Okay, so that gives me 10 here if I do this. So I've got 3 plus 5 plus 2, that's 10. And therefore, the missing value that we need in order to complete Angola must be 8. So that one is complete, the one for Angola. The one that is difficult though is we don't know how many students are doing or having citizenship of Namibia and Zambia. Since we don't know how many citizens there are, we can therefore call this unknown as X. So this is going to be X, because that is what we don't know. Now, if you look at what you have here, this green for Zambia, the X plus the 5 plus the 2 should give you 19. You follow what I'm saying? So if we know what this was, we'd simply be saying, well, all three then subtracted from 19. So 5 plus 2 plus X plus this little region here should give us our unknown value. But let's look at what we have. We have got 7, right? So we have got 7, the 5 plus 2. So what we have left is, if you take that 7, so let's suppose I'm just working on the Zambian side now, and I say 19 minus 7. The 7 obviously coming from 5 plus 2, okay? 19 minus 7, well, that's going to give you 12. So that gives you 12. So, but here is not yet 12. It will be 12 minus this x here, because we don't know what that would be. All I know is that this x plus that 5 plus this 2 plus this 12 minus the x that you have should give us our total solution. In this case, which could give us 19. So I calculated that 12 by adding what I have, the 5 here and the 2 here, all right, to give me that 12. And then also, just to make sure, on the Namibian side, all of these should give me, on the side of Namibia, should give me 25. So again, I can actually say, well, a minute, Namibian side is going to be 25 minus 3 plus 5. What do I have? All right, so 3 plus 5 is 8. And that means I have 13 here. But it's not just 13, it will 13 minus less than what this is. Okay, just want to make sure that you are following. Okay, so 25 minus 8, that is 3 plus 5, should give you 13. But then there's a little bit of a mistake there in our calculation. 25 minus 8 is nothing but 17. Okay. All right, so we have got our 17 here. So that's 17, and that one is also 17. All right, so now we have our sort of solution. But we're not really done. We need to determine what the value of x would be. Right, so we can actually determine the value of x simply by looking at another scenario. We know that the universal set is 55. So if the universal set is 55, the number of students who are going to be, if we take Namibia together with Angola, together with Zambia, would be the 55 minus 12. And I hope that you understand why I do that, why I say 55 minus 12, because the 12 that you have there are the ones that are not having citizenship of any of these three countries. So the union of Namibia, Angola, and Zambia should be 43. So what does that mean? Well, I'm just going to bring it in here. If I look at what I have in green, okay, so let's just see if we could highlight that for a minute. So if we could highlight this 17 minus x, this here, this 3, this 8, this 5, this x here, this 2 here, and this 12 minus x. If I add them all up, I can let that equal to 43. So I'm just going to write it nicely somewhere here so that you can get the idea. So that is, I'm going to get to answering the question now. I just want to create space. It's 12 minus x plus 2 plus x. Oops, let me just start over there. It's kind of a hassle, right, to get used to all of this. X plus 12 minus x plus, I know there is a 2 and a 5 and a 3 plus 2 plus 5 plus 3, okay, plus 2 plus 5 plus 3 plus 8 plus 17 minus x plus 8, where we plus 8 plus 17 minus x. All of this should give me 43. Remember, it's x plus 12 minus x plus the 2 plus the 5 plus the 3 plus the 8 plus 17 minus x should give you 43. Now once you do that, and if you add everything and make sure that you use a calculator, you are going to get 47 minus x is equal to 43. From here we can actually solve for x. So it's minus x is equal to 43 minus 47. So my x therefore is equal to 4. Right. So now that I determined what my x is equal to, I'm just going to go down and I'm going to write down everything that I have in my Venn diagram. Alright. So let me just use red here. That's 4. We knew that is 5. That is 3. That is 2. And that is 8. So let's just go up there so we can make sure that we are all on the right path. I have a 4, 5, 2, 3, and 8. Okay. So on the other side, what is left here is going to be 17 minus 4. So in this case, we have got 17 minus 4. Okay. And then this one down here, let's just make sure we have 12 minus x, and the other one is 17 minus 4. Okay. So here we have got 12 minus 4. So this is 12 minus 4. Okay, but so we know this is going to be 8, and we know this is going to be 13. So I can go as well, take off these values so that my Venn diagram is complete, right? And perhaps also include the 12 on the other side. So we know if you do Namibia and you add everything here, you should get 25. And you can have a look, that's 16 plus 4 is 20 plus 5 is 25. And on this side of Angola, if you add, you should get 18. And that is 10 there plus 8. And when you do the ones for Angola, or for Zambia rather, you should have 19. So that's that 10 plus that 9. So we have 19 there. So we are actually then on the right path as far as that is concerned. So we can actually now start answering a few questions. So the very first one, and I'm going to answer the questions here. So I'm going to remove this part. So I guess that you knew how I arrived at this particular value. You can always go back and have a look at the video again just to make sure that you follow what I'm doing. Okay? Right. So we are supposed to calculate how many students have both citizenship of Namibia and Zambia. So Namibia and Zambia. So here you must be a bit careful. So it's Namibia and Zambia. So it has to be this 13 plus the 4 plus the 8. We do not consider the 3 and the 5. No? 13 plus 4 and 8. So we're going to have 13 plus 4 plus 8. Okay, so that's going to be 25. Students have got both citizenship of Namibia and Zambia. And citizens of Namibia and Zambia, but not Angola. So Namibia and Zambia, but not Angola. Let me just make sure that we have that. The first question that we have here, this one here, 13 plus 4 plus 8. This is the answer that we are looking for. This one here that says citizens of both Namibia and Zambia. Both Namibia and Zambia, well, it's that 4 that we calculated before, so there was no need for me then to leave that out. Okay, both Namibia and Zambia, but it's not actually done. It's Namibia and Zambia, so it's this 4 and the 5. So 4 and 5, because you have this 4 plus the 5 here. Okay, so they must be 9. So it's 4 plus 5, so it gives me 9. They have got both citizenship of Namibia. The 5 that have all 3, and the 4 that only have Namibia and Zambia. Okay, right. So it's very important. First, how do you find that 4 and create some sort of equations and work through them, and then you should be able to answer most of the questions. Let's look at the other 3 questions, okay? So, citizenship of Namibia and Angola, but not Zambia. So it's Namibia and Angola, but not Zambia. So it's going to be 13 plus 3 plus 8. We're not considering the other one. Namibia and Angola, so it's 13 plus 3 plus 8. So in that case, here we are going to work with 13 plus, let's see, plus 3 plus 8. Plus 3 plus 8. Okay? 13 plus 3 plus 8. So I hope that you have the idea. Okay? So again, if you add all these, you're going to get 24 as an answer. You have got 13 plus 11. So that's going to be 24 as an answer. The next one there says you're supposed to calculate the number of students who have got citizenship of Angola and Zambia. Angola and Zambia, but not Namibia. So it's this 8 plus 2 plus 2. That gives you 18. 8 plus 2 plus 2. So just make sure Angola, Zambia, but not Namibia. So it's 8 plus 2 plus that 8. That gives you 18. Okay, so our D will be 18. So that's going to be, if we bring in 8 plus 8 plus 2. So in this particular case, it was 18. Right, so so far so good. Then we have a last question. It says citizenship of one country only. So one country, we have to look at, and I'm going to highlight them here so you can have an idea. It's this 13, because these 13 learners have only got Namibian citizenship. These 8 learners have only got Angolan citizenship, and this 8 here also have only got Zambian citizenship. So for that part, you have to add the 13 plus 8 plus 8 in order for you to find the learners or the students who only have one citizenship. Okay, citizen of one country. So that's 13 plus 8 plus 8. All right, so here it will be 13 plus 8 plus 8. I hope you still get it. Nice. That 8 plus 13 plus that 8. Right. Anyway, so this is going to give you nothing but 29. So our answer here, therefore, is 29. Okay, so there's quite a lot that you have to make sure that you understand. Obviously, the single objective is how do you find these values, the missing values. All right, and whatever you're looking for, always let that be some sort of x, okay, and then you work your way from there in order to be able to complete some sort of equation. All right, you'll also see obviously that that I have done a lot of side work. All right, and that side work has been assisting me in order to come up with missing values so that I can easily build my equation from there. And also, this one is quite important. You know, the universal set is 55. Take away the 12. That's going to give you the number of learners or students who have Zambian nationality plus Namibian nationality plus the Angolan nationality. Okay, that unknown that you're looking for, that always be represented by an x, and then the other stuff will be 12 minus x and 17 minus x. And it had to be 17 because you have already a 3 and a 5 here. And it had to be 12 here because you already have a 5 and a 2 here. So taking away that 7 from 19 is what gave me that 12 to start with in the first place. Okay, so I hope that was helpful, and have a look, and you can send questions too, and we'll try to solve them for you as we go along.